these people ain't going to let you get away with just telling, well, I'm giving you notice. This car is mine, this dog is mine, this house is mine, this girl is mine. This is all mine. If you trespass upon it, I want to lay claim. I'm going to seek compensation. Well, they're going to send their dogs after you and see if they can scare you and rough you up a little bit. They're going to say, well, we're going to send a county tax assessor after you. We're going to send a county health inspector, or we're going to send a county zoning commissioner, or we're going to send somebody to come after you people, to scare you. Like I said, they sent what they did, they sent a zoning guy down here. And the zoning guy is sending all kinds of paperwork saying, you have vehicles on the property. The property is on Augusta County. It's on the road. And I'm like, I keep writing letters to him. Thank you for telling me my property's on the road. I keep walking up to the road, and I don't see any property on the road. So the guy thinks I'm just being an asshole, because either he doesn't know, or he does know, and he's just trying to convince me. He says, well, according to our zoning records and our zoning code, your property is on the road of Augusta County Road. Like, okay, so it's on Augusta County Road. Thank you. I walked up to the road, and I don't see my property on the road, but what I do see is property off the road, a side of the road, on land that's held by a man in private. I do not see property on this road. Because he keeps saying the property on the road. So what property on the road? He gives the house number, and he says it's on the road. He's like, say 101 Maple Street. I see the property on 101 Maple Street. You know, we at the Zoning Commission have looked at the zoning charts, and the property on 101 Maple Street, you know, on the road of 101 on Maple Street, there's no property on the road. What are you talking about? It's alongside of the road. It's off the road. It's beside of the road. It runs congruent to the road, but it's parallel to the road. What are you talking about? It's not on the road. Your jurisdiction lies on the road. If there was property on the road, well, thank you for telling me. I don't want my property getting ran over. I don't want anybody to, get hurt because I left property on the road. There's no property on that road. So just must be driving them nuts. So I wrote a hell of a letter again, and I brought it down there. It was like the third, and hopefully it was like the final letter to write to this clown. And me and Mom personally went down, and he wasn't there. Oh, his name was Timmy. What a name for a man, Timmy. When you're full grown, you call Timothy or Timmy. Oh, Jesus F. So we asked this Timmy in, and county zoning lady, a permit lady. He's like, no, Timmy's not in today. I was like, well, tell Timmy I have a lovely letter I'd like to present to him. And I don't remember what that gem of a letter was, man. I hope I took a picture of it. I don't know. Maybe we should go down to Timmy and see if Timmy has got a copy of it. But I'm telling you, man, it was brutal because all the shit started, just started sitting the fan. And I was like, I said, oh, Mom, while I'm here, let me write Timmy a letter real quick. So, but I haven't heard back from Timmy. Oh, that's what I told Timmy. I basically told him the same thing I told everybody else. I said, dear Timmy, greetings. I believe that you have issues with a property on the road. So if you wish to take my property that you keep believing is on the road, take whatever property you wish. But for each piece of property you take and carry off with, I'm required compensation of whatever until that property is restored. So do as you wish to do with my property, Timmy. Like, have a blessed day. Kind regards under my name. Hey, take my name, take my property, take all you want. I don't give a damn. You want to take all my cars? Take them. You want to take all my trucks? Take them. The optimum word here is mine, Timmy. And what you take is mine, Timmy. You're stealing. So go ahead and take whatever's mine. But you know what? Fine if you steal it, because I'm just require compensation. So, see, Timmy, it's not stealing. Go ahead and take it. Or steal it and take it and carry it off. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to charge you to be compensated for you taking and carrying off my property, because no man could touch another man's property without his consent. Just that simple. So I've heard shit from Timmy. And they must just effing love me down here. They messed with the wrong guy, man. Just leave me be. That's all I want to do. I just want to be let alone. I just want to have my little shop, grow a little garden, take care of my dogs, and just be let alone. I don't want this shit. So these clowns just keep popping in my life. So it's like one of these stupid games where the groundhog pops up and you got to keep whacking him in the head. Get back down there so I can just get, through here. I don't need no damn holes in my ground. Just stop it. Or don't, and I'm going to seek compensation. I don't care. I don't care anymore because I know how to present a bill. I know how to create the bill. I know how to give them the statement of the bill. I know how to execute the bill. I know how to get a judgment on the default of the bill. I know how to move on the bill. No big deal. So go ahead. We'll make money this way. Make money working on cars. We'll make money working on a farm. We'll make money this way. I don't care. So I'll show these folks, if this is what you want to do, you got nothing better to do. You want to mess with me? Why can't you just go mess with somebody who doesn't know the game? Just go down the road and mess with somebody who has no clue what's going on. Or you want to mess with me? Okay, I give you fair warning. I wouldn't do it if I was you. So anyway, again, they take Colette. Colette, she's happy, she's healthy, she's got ponies, she no bruises, no bones broken. She's a virgin. What's the problem? Nothing. Well, they say, we're afraid Daddy's going to talk to her. Really? How many times Daddy talked to her in, how old is she? 13 years. Ask how many times has she talked to her dad in 13 years? How many hours has she talked to him in total? Oh, it's well under 24. If it's more than 3 or 4 hours, I would be fucking amazed. I do 3 or 4 hours of call on a stupid single phone call with you people. And I guarantee you, I haven't talked to her more than 3 or 4 hours on her whole entire life. I guarantee it. There's no fucking way. Run like hell. Until you get to the county and state the locality. Notice. So go ahead. I'm going to do whatever I wish for my fucking anything I want. Under my domestic authority and doctrine, I can do whatever the fuck I want. And just like Hillary Clinton said about the King Hussein, he's like, look, there's a line in the sand right there. He could be muting his children. He could be putting a ball-peen hammer upside their head. He could be gassing his women and children. He can do whatever the hell he wants. We can't cross that line. It's like this imaginary line. It's called the domestic authority doctrine. We only have jurisdiction and jurisdiction control up to this point. Then we can't cross it. We can't. Then we have to act like a man, and then we have to bear full liability. If Hillary Clinton really gave a damn about women and children, she'd do like a Ross Perot, and she'd say, you know what? I don't give a shit if I'm the Secretary of State. You know what? I'm jumping in there. I'm going over that damn border, and I'm going to pull out the hammer out of that damn man's head, and I'm going to hit him in the head. I'm going to take this kid, and I'm going to run over the border. Fuck him. Sue me if he wants to. I'll bear full liability. Fuck him. But they don't want to be decloaked. They don't want to come out under the color of law. They don't want to come and perform man-to-man and realize, holy shit, we're going to have to bear full liability for our actions. Hillary Clinton could have said, look, me, Secretary of State, cannot do it. I'm going over. Who's with me? And that's what she should have. It's fucking hell-bent. I'll be my judge, and I'll determine whether or not I should go save another woman and child. And I'm in. I'm all in. I'm going in. Who's with me? And then you go save women and children. Or candy ass say, well, oh no, man, I can't cross the border. Oh, man, I can't do that. Why not? Well, then, I can be held liable. What? Well, I can be held liable. I can't cross the border. You got to be shitting me. Go get that bastard. No, honestly, I could get in real big trouble for that. So it's just better to watch women and children get killed. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a lot better. What a bunch of candy asses. Now, my women and children being killed here on this land? No. But see, nobody told them, do not enter this land. You are guests here, and as a guest, you must leave. You must leave forthwith. I require you to get out of my domestic affairs. I no longer want any entanglement between you and I and my domestic affairs. Please go. So that's all Mom has to write, is something simple like that, and I just have to write the same thing about my daughter. But like I said, people like, oh, Wayne, saying, well, Wayne, Carl, they took your kid, oh, it's horrible. At $86,400 a day, I don't think it's horrible. And if I can't get anything but a judgment against the lady, that's fine. You can sell it for pennies on a dollar. It doesn't matter. It's just to show them the point. You know what? It's just like I say to people, it's like Billy Ray Cyrus. If he gives his daughter out, Miley Cyrus, to Disney or Pixar for $1 million a day, they call them up and say, hey, we're going to take your daughter on a for a couple of days. They'll say, okay, how much? How about $50? He said, $1 million. They'll say, okay, fine, you got the $1 million. And the cartoon channel comes up and says, we're going to take your daughter. For how long? Oh, I don't know, 6 months. All right, 6 months? Wow. We'll make a lot. Daddy's going to make a lot of money. Sure. Because anything Miley Ray Cyrus irons, man, Daddy controls. Yes, nowadays they got the Coogan laws. Kids have money away in trust funds, but let's just go not worry about Coogan law now. And not worry about trust funds. And just say Daddy still gets to control. Like, say, if a kid mows a lawn, Daddy could still say, well, that's my mower, that's gas, that, I feed your clothes, I house you, I provide medical treatment for you. You made $12, give me 18, you keep 2 until until I say, otherwise. And that's just what you got to do. Too bad. That's what you got to do. Because, your dad is under, you're under his control, whether you like it or not. Just like Barack Obama's your daddy, if you're a U.S. citizen, whether you like it or not, he can do whatever the hell he wants to you. He'll laugh at you. What rights? You're a U.S. citizen. What rights? You don't have no rights. Daddy tells you what rights you got. You got duties, obligations, responsibilities. That is your jump. And I always laugh when people say constitutional rights. Oh, come on. Constitutional rights. What are people talking about constitutional rights? The Constitution is the embodiment of a government, of your body. What's inside of your body? What comprises you, your body? Somebody say, I got an upset Constitution today. Oh, how's your Constitution today? Well, quite well, thank you. It compromises all of the organics, all of the parts, all the particles, every essence of your being. That's the body. So the Constitution is the United States government's political bodies, elements that's within that Constitution. Shows inside of that little body. Now we have executive branch, and then it talks about the legislative branch, and then it talks about the judicial branch, and it talks about what makes the body of the United States government, what constitutes it, what is its contents, what is its elements. That's all it is. You're not defined in there. Karl Lentz is not defined in there. So if I say, well, I have a constitutional question, or for what? Well, they took my property. Wait a second. Are you part of the executive branch, you're saying, or part of the judicial branch? Are you part of the what? Legislative branch? The Constitution says, wait a second. The Constitution just says how the government is to be formed and arranged, structured, and run. What does it have to do with you? Ain't you a fucking man? Yeah, what part of the branch of the government are you again? Are you just out of your fucking mind? You're a branch? You're a fucking man. Oh, I'm deaf. Branch of the government. Oh, okay. You're the Constitution, and you have some rights in the Constitution. What? They just look at like you're crazy. Like, go ahead and just say Constitution one more time. Just say it. Just give me a reason holding contempt of court. Just give me a reason to get you to psychological evaluation. You're crazy. Just tell me what the Constitution says again. It's a piece of paper. It's got vocal cords. What is it? To speak to you? Well, I got constitutional rights. Under the Constitution, what? Under the Constitution, what? How the legislative branch is constructed and how it performs. Again, what part of the Constitution are you under? It just makes you laugh. It's like these people can't be this crazy. Just go in there and say, I'm a man. And who are you? I'm Judge Smith. No, I didn't ask you what you are. I asked you who you are. Well, I can't tell you that. That's right, because then you have to be talking man to man, wouldn't you? And you don't want to be a liability, do you? Because your insurance company doesn't cover man. It only covers policemen. It only covers judges. It only covers court clerks. You don't want to be a man. Why? Because then you'd bear liability fully on your own. Because if you have an insurance policy, you're a government agent, and they catch you acting as a man instead of acting as a social service worker or a director or acting as a governor, you're going to be a full liability for your own actions because they don't have policies written for man. So when you act outside of your character, you're going to be a full liability. Say, that is not what directors do. And it's funny when I say people say, I want to sue this judge. Really? For what? Well, he did this, and what did he do it to? No, he did it to me. No, not who. And I said, what did he do it to? He did it to a defendant. Did he do it to a man? Well, I'm a man. Did you let him know? Because I think if you look at the paper, I think it'll say Karen defendant or Karen respondent or Bob defendant or Bob, Yeah. You want to try that again? How were you defined in that court? Were you defined as a man or as a defendant or a plaintiff or a claimant or a complainant or an appellee or an appellant? Or a movant, what were you defined as? What role did you take on? And who's got the starring role? The judge. And you didn't like what he did. Well, he's the star of the show. And guess what? It's a fucking show. And where are we? Oh, we're in court. And what's court? A place where games are played. And what the fuck makes you think you're not in some sort of fucking game? Well, it seems real. Well, tennis seems real when you're in a game. Basketball seems real in a basketball court, and that seems real. But again, it's still a fucking game. Nobody dies. Nobody's going until the other person loses. The other guy doesn't get thrown in a box. You know, what are you thinking? You think these people really have control over you? These things, these persons, these legal persons. So again, like I said, there's no lawful cause why Colette is being held. None. Zero. Nada. It might be legal, but everything is legal and everything's illegal at the same time. At the same time it's legal, it could also be illegal. So legal is ridiculous. So you don't even bother to deal with the legal conundrum of what might be up, what might be down at this time, because you're not a legal expert and you're not a code deciphering officer, so don't even think about playing that game. You're going to get your ass, kicked. Because they're not even going to witness you then as being there. Like when I put in that notice for Bali and his people, the very first thing I put in there, the judge lifted it up to the Crown and said, "Do you see this?" And he said, "Absolutely not." And Bali starts screaming up and down to me, and he gets all his little buddies and little Punjabi monkeys jumping up and down. I said, "You clowns, stop. That's not what he means. Does he see it?" He says, "Look, he's doing it again. They're holding it in their hands, and they just said they don't see it." He asked the man, "Does he see it?" And he said, "Absolutely not." He didn't ask a effing man. He asked a crown. He asked the crown prosecutor. He asked the solicitor. He didn't know how to ask a man. And see means to understand. And he said, no, he doesn't understand it. Of course he doesn't understand it because it says the word man on it. He could say, I am a man who claims wrong. Who's the man who's going to claim wrong? Who claims I've done wrong? Any combination of I am man, blah, 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 blah. They don't see it. Why? Because they'd bear liability if they did. They can't look at it. They can't witness it. It's like a crime, like when you're a kid in New York City. Your dad always says, look away, look away. What? Look away. There's a car wreck. Look away. Why? The cop catches you looking at it. The cop's going to come over and say, hey, did you see what happened here? And you say, yes. Oh, okay. Then you got to come with me for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. We're going to get a report. You got to come downtown. Well, what do I do with my car? Just leave it there. We'll bring it back. Wait a second. It's going to be a side of the highway. I got ice cream in the back. We need you for bear witness. It's like you just look away and just walk away. Just say, I don't see nothing. I don't get involved. I don't want to go to court next week, next Tuesday, 10 weeks from now. I don't see shit. I'm not getting involved. I'm not bearing any liability. I'm not doing it. Just look away. There's nothing here. Nothing to see. Just move along. And they don't see it. And Bali was jumping up and down. See, they're doing it again, Cole. I know they see it. Dude, you're winning. Would you just shut the fuck up? You have no idea what these people are saying. Would you just shut the fuck up? You're winning. Just calm these little clowns down. And he was just like, no, this is it. We're done. We're going to get our voices heard. We're going to speak out. We're going to make sure that they hear us. I said, would you shut the fuck up? If you communicate with them right now, you're going to fucking be under their jurisdiction, you fucking stupid moron. Right now, they're agreeing that they have no control over you. And they just start babble. They didn't believe me. I said, effing Christ, you don't know when the fuck you're winning. Can you just shut the fuck up? And that's when I had to throw them all out of the courtroom. When the judge said, you're guessing acted accordingly, I said, everybody up and out of here now. The judge just communicated a threat. We're going. We're leaving, Your Honor. We are leaving. And the bailiff started coming over. I said, I got them. Don't touch them. Don't give these clowns a reason. I got them. And then Bali said to me on a show like 3 weeks after I got back, he said, Carl, I think I remember when you had me at the scruff of my neck, when you were looking at the judge, and you were looking over at you were talking to me, but you were looking at them, and you said to them, we have summoned this man and that man before Queen. They will appear in our court as we appeared in their court. If there's not fucking meaning man and man. I said that man and this man will appear before Queen. That's right, only man before Queen. As we appeared in their court. There is no such thing as a there. We appeared in this magical, ridiculous crown court. But now, as a man, that man and this man will appear before Queen. So he says, I think I'm starting to see what you're saying. I said, good. That's lovely. Because everybody says, do you see what I'm saying? It's like, well, no, I can't physically see it. Oh, see doesn't mean physical. See is in the mind. I might be visually impaired, but Jesus Christ, even the blind could see when Jesus Christ had to speak. Jesus Christ had the blind see. Jesus Christ didn't do optic nerve repair damage. That's not what he did. That's not what it means. So Jesus could teach the blind to see. He could teach the blind to understand because you don't actually have to have the written word. Because the common law is unwritten. Law is what everybody possesses. Everybody knows in their heart that it's true. A dog knows when he's doing wrong. A dog knows the law. A dog has common sense. A dog knows don't do this, don't do this, don't do that. Why? Just basically being alive. And you're saying, well, this I can do, this I can't do. Why? Because this hurts and this is a reward. This is a benefit and this causes me harm or injury. So even a dog knows right from wrong. So don't tell me people don't know right from wrong. It's incredibly simple. The law is unwritten. You don't need a written law. Just like Eskimos, they don't need written law. So then they took Colette. So you kind of figured they took Colette. That's par for the course. So the next day, I pushed their buttons even harder. I said, man, when are they going to take, what's going on here? What's it going to take? How in the world could they leave Cameron and Cole here? How could they leave the other two kids here? That doesn't make any sense. So I went in there and I pushed their buttons again. I said, oh, so I see that you took one of my property. I got many, many properties, but I seen that you happen to take this girl. This is what I claim also. This is mine. And if you wish to take another one, so do it. But you understand, when you do it, you're going to compensate me. And then the next day they rolled up and they took the next one. I said, oh, lovely. Why did they take that one and not all three? And they said, well, it would be, if we took Colette, we brought the second girl up there because we figured she'd be good for company. Oh, so she needed a little companion. So you figured it was okay to take the second one to make the first one comfortable in foster care. So she wouldn't want to say, you know what, I don't want to be in foster care. I want to go home to my brothers and sisters. My grandpa didn't do it. It's all bullshit. It's all lies. Let me go home. So they took the second girl, not because there's any probability of assault or neglect or domestic violence or any kind of violence, because Daddy, to make sure he's very far away from these kids, very far away. I stayed 7 years away. I lived 35 miles away. I didn't call him, touch him, nothing. They said, Paul, are you crazy? No. You people are crazy. Because what happened to Frank Russo could have happened to me. The kid could have just grabbed the crotch and said, Daddy did this, and I'm going to jail. They would have picked me up in a heartbeat, and they would throw me away for the rest of my life. No bail, no bond, just like Frank. No bail, no bond, just because a girl grabbed the crotch. That's obscene. If this was happening to women, I can't imagine. Like if some little boy just went and said, this woman did this to me, she did this, and the women start walking away, disappearing, like men disappear, then maybe they'd care. But this is just obscene that a man has to stay that far away from his children because of the kind of government that we allowed to exist. So what we have to do is just say, fine, if you wish this, please take my children. Why? Honestly? Take my property. Take my girl. Why? Honestly? I can't fucking go near her anyway. Why? Are you kidding? Because I don't spend the rest of my life in jail. So since I can't be near her and I can't have her and I can't benefit from her, you know what? You can. And when you can benefit from her, well, toss my cut. What? What? That sounds horrible. Oh, it sounds horrible. Oh, it sounds horrible. Well, can I be within 10 feet of my kid? Can I touch my kid, hold my kid, smile at my kid, wink at my kid? Can I do anything with my kid? No. Why? Because of what you people are doing. So why don't I get some benefits out of this? Why should I just be scared out of my mind? Why shouldn't I collect some benefits? What's in it for me? Why did I produce this kid? Why did I labor over it? Why did I sweat over it? Why did I trade it? Why? You can take it away from me. Or you could turn around and use it to hurt me? Really? And I'm supposed to be okay with that? And I'm just to say, just accept it. Just take your spot and just shut up and take it. Well, no, I think I'm going to have to play option B. What's option B? Fair and just compensation. You take what is mine, I'm going to require fair and just compensation. Well, if you try to claim what's yours, fair and just compensation, we're going to make charges that you touched it too. With a 10-foot pole. Where's the 10-foot pole on my property that I touched it with? What? You'll never get it to stick because I have thousands of people on my shelf. There is no in the world I'm going for these kids. No way. You people are effing crazy. If you think I'm stupid enough to go near these kids to give you people a reason to slam me in a box and make me disappear for the rest of my life, you're effing mad. So, let me figure the game out completely. Now, let's go back and play the game. Now, I'm in the middle of the game. This is the hell of a game. Let's see where this goes. And people are saying, like the detective that called me up a little while ago, he said, this is going to end once and for all. If you pull this and show them, this is how this game works. How are they going to answer this? How are they going to say, Carl, what you do is not real. What you do is not true. Your process, the way you believe, the way you look at things, isn't real. It didn't work. Oh, really? And that's what I'm saying. How are they going to justify what they did? How are they going to be able to hide and cover this up? You know, people are always saying, Carl, aren't you worried they're going to put a bullet in your head? No, absolutely. Aren't you worried they're just going to make something up? You better believe it. Of course I am. What am I going to do? I can't see my kids, though I can see my kids. Technically, they say I can see my kids, but I always with the understanding that you touch that child, you hold her, you pat her on the head, you hold her hand, you pat her behind, you pat her on the back, you grab her arm, you're going to jail. You do know that. You're going to jail. You do know that. Well, yeah, I do. Well, then you better not. It's obscene. And they've gone too far. And they got to get pushed back over. And it has to stop. Or give me compensation. So go ahead and compensate me. And to keep the sick game going. I don't care. As long as I'm getting compensated, keep the sick game going. She'll be 18 soon enough. I'll be able to hug her and hold and walk and talk with her and do whatever the fuck I want. You won't be able to do a damn thing to intimidate me or scare me or put me in fear anymore. But at this point, you got a pretty sick society going on here. And if you want to be sick, well, I'll be compensated. While you go do all your crazy shit, just give me compensation. Because I love to hear them say, now, what do you have, my girl? Well, you know, we thought it'd be stressful over there. We're all laughing our fucking asses off. We're all having a good time. What? You're supposed to be miserable. You're supposed to be crying. You're supposed to have sleepless nights. Your grandma's supposed to be crazy. No, she's not pissed. She's pissed at you people. She's trying to figure out how to lay a claim for compensation for trespassing within her domestic authority and trampling into her fucking domicile when she didn't give you consent. We don't need consent, but a woman needs consent, and you look like a woman to me. Now, we doesn't need consent because we's this magical unicorn that doesn't exist. It's called a fucking pronoun. I can't hold a pronoun liable, but I sure can hold a woman liable. Honey, what's your name? Susie Cupcake Judge? Yeah. Susie Cupcake, who's acting as a judge. You understand that, again, you're talking about my domestic affairs. Are you uttering some domestic affair concerns into this court without my consent? Are you talking about my affairs? Are your affairs? Or are they mine? Did I say that you're allowed to talk about I or my affairs? Did I? Who told you you had that right? Well, I got laws. No, ma'am. It's called executive administrative policies. That's what you've got. You don't have law. Running this court is not anything that's enacted by the legislators. It is a policy of whatever current administration happens to hold the seat of office. It's got 50% of the vote. Okay? That's what is contained in this court. It's the mob rules. 1% is called mob rules. So the mob rules. So this is how this court works, under mob rules. The only problem is I'm not part of the mob. I'm not part of your democracy. I don't vote for the governor. I don't vote for or against him. I care less. I don't vote. He has no control over me. I have no control over him. He does his thing with his elected constituents. I'm not a fucking constituent. I'm a man. Well, Mom would have to say she's a woman. I think Mom's finally realized what the hell I'm doing. And some of the stuff I'm saying doesn't make sense. But it's really tough to get this out of people's skulls. So I'm trying real hard, but it's usually easier with somebody like my little brother, who's only 32 years old, to get it out of his skull. Because it's not ingrained and embedded. He really didn't have a care in the world about legal or lawful. He didn't care. He didn't care that the public laws were for the people. And when they enrolled the public laws and they codified it and turned it into a code, that was for legal persons. The laws for man, the code is for legal persons. Now, I said the Boy Scouts come and unroll the public law, and they can make a codification of the Boy Scout codes that run incredibly similar to public law. When you go to court, say to the judge, what law that I broke? And they say, well, it's the code. For the person known as Karl Lentz, the public law. For the man known as Karl Lentz, where's the public law? Oh, that's back in Richmond. I know it's enrolled somewhere in some library. Yeah, well, you want to unroll it? Read it out loud. Oh, they'll say, oh, Jesus, F. Karl, you really want us to go over to Richmond and get it? Yes, go get it. And it better specifically say Karl Lentz on there somewhere. And you know and I know it's not going to say Karl Lentz. So you're basically wasting a trip to the Capitol. If you want to, go ahead and go get it. Maybe it does have a name on it. Who the f knows? Maybe I did undersign it. Maybe I did sign it. Maybe I'm a party to it. But I doubt it. But go ahead. So that's what I'm saying. It's just a lot of fun because it takes a lot of learning. It takes a lot of time to understand, to put all these pieces of the puzzle together like this and be able to spout it out as fast as I do. It takes a lot of practice. So when people try to say, well, it's funny, some women come on and, some bimbos just say, oh, well, my kid got taken and I want her back. Yeah, but one doesn't exist. The back, you want her back. You want one of her too, or just the back of her. You mean, like a lollipop, you're begging. Want means to beg for something. You want a lollipop, and somebody's going to tell you what you're going to get it or you're not going to get it. Leave somebody else to determine it. How would you require the restoration of your property? How would you require return? You could spin it around and turn it this way of what is yours, but you want her back. And just what kind of moronic, imbecile school did you go to that you think that's a proper sentence? I want her back. Really, I want her back. How about her arms and legs as well? Should we put that down as well? So when these women come on these calls and they say this ridiculous stuff to me, I said, honey, you ain't got a chance. Why? Because you got to know how to act like a man, but you can't talk like some street gutter public school language. I went back. The judges just look at you and say, what the hell? What? Can you speak like properly? You do know you're in court. What did you say to me? I want her back. It's about the most terrifying thing I ever heard. Well, I'm back. You want me to, like, literally, just the spine or the skin? What part of her back do you want? And I'm certainly not going to give you her back because that's gross. It's going to be flying everywhere. You want the back in the blood? Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like, I don't got time to explain to people. So I say to them, go listen to my shows. Go listen, not so much my shows, but go listen to all the things I have on YouTube channels. So like I said, the big thing is how the reaction to these bills are that I'm laying before these people. What are these people going to do Monday morning when open up their mailboxes because there's a drop box there at the county building, and I'm dropping bills off in the drop box. And thank you for the use and enjoyment of my property today. Want to return it? Let me know forthwith so I could stop issuing checks. Stop issuing bills. So if I get, if you so you don't have to send me any additional checks. And I said I'm going to have to write another letter that's basically going to say it's a little inefficient for me to create these bills every day, so I'm going to start sending you bills weekly. And if you believe that you're going to have wish to enjoy my property or wish to enjoy my girls for more than a month or two, I'll just send you all my monthly payment fees. And I'm going to require compensation within 72 hours upon receipt of the bill. And if you don't, I'm going to have to issue a warrant in debt to get compensation. And you'll appear in 21 days and answer, where's my money? And you better have a damn good reason why, because I've given you all these ways out of having to pay the debt. Just give back the property. Just give back that is what it meant.